Are you waiting for the performance appraisal so that you can get the hike or the pending promotion which you've been waiting for? As a manager, are you waiting for appraisals to settle your score with your team members, or you're worried about how you'll handle the difficult team member while giving the feedback? Well, the moment performance appraisal word is heard, managers get worried and employees get nervous. So today we're going to talk about what is performance appraisal, what you can expect, how do you prepare yourself for the process. Let's get into the video. Now, the reality of appraisal. See, appraisal happens in two different ways. One, in small companies where there are no KRAs, you are just dependent on your manager and your boss's boss in terms of how well you fare in your appraisal, because there are no formal KRAs given to you. You don't know what is expected of you in black and white. It is just being told to you, and you are expected to fulfill all the duties and obligations, and nothing is clearly mentioned what you're going to get in return. On the other side, if you're in a big corporate and you have been given your KRAs, then it is easier for you to manage and go through the appraisal process. Okay. Performance appraisal for a team member, if you're an employee, it is not just about your promotion or a hike. It is about growth. It is about what is the value that the organization can give you and what value you can give to the organization. It is a future growth path for you that the organization can provide for you. You need to understand whether you have created any impact in the organization and how you can contribute effectively going forward. That should be your approach. If you're a manager, then the performance appraisal process is not a time for you to settle your scores with team members who you think have not been listening to you or who are not your favorite. Also, this is not a time when you try to give the best to only your favorite team members. Okay, I have been through appraisal process, and in one of my organizations, I had to go through, in 30 years of my career, I had never ever done a self-appraisal where the rating was changed by my manager or by the organization after they did the complete process of moderation. But in one organization, I joined, the manager was very happy with my work. That is what he told me in the feedback. I was given a lot of ad hoc projects to handle, which I did, and I effectively delivered in them. And the manager admitted it during the appraisal process. But when finally the rating came and the hikes came, it was majorly disappointing because the manager was always driven with his personal goals. He was more keen on trying to use all the resources to ensure that he achieves his goal. And in the process, he didn't bother which employees have contributed the most and what they are getting in turn. Now, I was disappointed, okay? And after some time, I did have a small discussion with him and I moved away from the organization because I realized this manager has this habit of using people for his own goals. Now, this happens very common. If you're an employee, please think, are you working under such a manager? If you are, then it is time for you to plan your career move and move away from the organization or from that team. If you're a manager and you're doing this, then I think you're mistaken, because over a period of time, you will be left with only people who are there nodding their head for everything you tell, but you will never be able to retain good talent. And you will remain a manager, you will never transition into a leader. Okay? Now, what most employees get wrong, the problem is every employee thinks that I will speak about all the work that I have done and all of my contributions in the appraisal, and they wait for the year to ensure that they talk in their appraisal. I think that is a mistake. As an employee, what you should be doing, you should document everything that you have done, every achievement of yours, and you need to ensure that there are periodic information updates being given to your manager so that the manager is aware that, okay, this is the performance of this team member week on week or month on month. When at the year end you go and sit and talk, I think by that time the manager would have made up his mind on something else and he will tell, I was not aware of it. And then you will have to sit there and justify, which is a very painful process. So, as an employee, my only suggestion to you is, if you have a KRA, please keep filling month on month your achievements against the KRA. If possible, publish it to your manager so that he is aware of it. And at the year end, have a summary prepared based on your achievements against KRAs. That will help you in avoiding all kinds of discussion and you trying to justify what you have done all throughout the year. Now, how do you prepare yourself for this process? I think totally objective. Don't try to get subjective. Have documents, have all the appreciation, client appreciations you have received, or any awards or recognition that you have received. Have everything documented and have it with you. As I mentioned earlier, if possible, publish it to your manager monthly basis or weekly basis as your team review culture is, so that everything is documented and tomorrow nobody can tell I was not aware of it. Also, prepare a list of your challenges. What challenges are you facing in your current role? What is the obstacle in your path because of which you are not able to hit those numbers that you could have done otherwise? Now, also make a plan in the appraisal where you are going to tell them that this is what I have achieved last year. These are my challenges. This is my plan now for this year. These are the ways I'm going to overcome the challenges. This is what I'm planning to do for this year, right? So that you look like an employee who's not just bothered about immediate returns, but you're thinking long term. You're planning for your betterment and for the company. Now, at this point of time, I want to just tell you about one small announcement. There are some links in the video description you will find of other videos which are very valuable for you as a young professional or a fresher, and also as a manager. Now, if you're a manager, what you need to do is, firstly, I think each and every team member who joins in your team, you need to set KRAs for them. You need to set clear expectations, performance levels that you expect from them. This will help you remove any kind of ambiguity in anybody's mind of what is expected from them or what level of performance they need to deliver to achieve the goals or exceed the expectations, right? Secondly, please do not go into appraisal thinking that I'm going to take these people to task. This is not a time for you to do that. If you think some team member has been up to some mischief, or he's been avoiding work, or has been doing something wrong, you should have handled this on your monthly review meetings, but do not try to take it during performance appraisal. Third thing, do not talk about things where you're branding a person, okay? Talk about particularly the behavior that you feel that the team member demonstrated. Don't try to brand that things like that, okay, you're a lazy person, you do not have integrity. These are very big statements, and these actually point to the character of a person, and that is not good. You should not do that. You should talk about behavior. Wherever you want to point somebody that they have not done a good job, talk about that particular instance and tell them that this is what I expect. In the appraisal process, you're supposed to coach them, you're supposed to guide them, you're supposed to give them direction that this is what you need to learn. These are the additional skills you need to require, because the next level that I have in mind for you is this, and for that you need to prepare like this. Also give them inputs on their current level of performance in their current role. Where do you think they are lacking? Where do you think you as a manager and the organization can support them in ensuring that they improve? Now, don't make appraisal as a ritual. I have seen a lot of managers who do not plan performance appraisal meeting. There is a process where you, even if your organization doesn't have a process of self-appraisal, as a manager, I think what you should be doing, ask every team member to do their self-appraisal and hand it over to you. If this process exists in your organization, very good. If it doesn't, you implement it personally for your team. Ask them to do a self-appraisal. Once you get the self-appraisal, look at it. Schedule a meeting. This meeting should not be a meeting that you're doing just for a formality. This meeting should be a meeting where you're actually sitting, keeping the employee's interest in mind, giving them feedback to improve them, to guide them in their career path. Do that. Third thing, when you're in the appraisal discussion, 2-3 things. One is, do not try to get distracted. Schedule the meeting at a time when you're not having any phone calls, any other meetings, and you can give your undivided attention to your team member. Okay? That is important because that is the respect they deserve in your team. Secondly, talk with data. Do not talk subjective. Do not make statements, you're good, not good, very good. Talk numbers that this is where I think you have exceeded expectations. This is where I think you lack a little bit because your performance is at this level and you can do this to improve. Have a discussion where employees feel more positive walking out of the appraisal discussion room rather than feeling demotivated, because most of the employees have this idea in their mind that if I am being asked to rate myself and I deserve 4, I should rate myself 5 or 6, because in any case, in the moderation exercise, my manager is going to decrease my rating to 4. In the process, what they don't realize is a KRA where they are supposed to have a rating of 4 to meet expectations and they have barely met expectations, they rate themselves 6. So this is your responsibility to make them understand, give them the confidence that if you're rating yourself fairly, then I think I will try to fight for your rating. That confidence you need to give them. Don't make it a session where you're going to spring up surprises on them. This should be a session where you're building trust, giving them clarity on what they are doing, what they can expect from the organization. Team needs to know where they stand, whether they are good, whether they are bad, whether they need to improve, or they are going to be sent off from the organization because of poor performance. But it needs to be done objectively with documented data and proof. Now, at the end of it, I want you to keep this in mind that performance appraisal should not turn out to be like a courtroom trial where a person has to justify his work and argue with you and try to prove his case. Okay? I think you should use it as a mirror so that the team member improves. Now, I hope this gives you clarity on the performance appraisal, and for your next appraisal, you're better prepared as an employee and as a manager. Before I leave, I want to tell all the employees who are watching this and who are preparing for their performance appraisal, please do not just hike your ratings because you think the moderation exercise will bring down your rating. Also, please understand, while your performance would have been good, sometimes you may not get good hike, not because you don't deserve it. It is because your overall unit has not performed well or your company's results have not been so good. If the company performs well and your unit also performs well, then you will get your hike, the deserved hike and the promotion. But sometimes it can so happen that in spite of your good work, the company is not able to do enough for you. Not because they don't value your work, but because the results of the company's performance is not so good. There can be cases where exceptions are made for employees based on their exceptional performance, but it's exceptional. It cannot be a rule and you cannot demand when you know the company is not doing good, right? Lastly, I think as an employee, you need to also understand that if you perform well in your role, you cannot expect a promotion. Okay? A promotion is not just about you meeting and exceeding your KRAs. There are other things to be considered, like there are some additional skills required for you to move to the next level. The position needs to exist. If the position doesn't exist, even though you're deserving, the company cannot help it because there are no positions. So don't get disheartened. Keep giving your best. When the opportunity arrives, I'm sure the manager and company wouldn't want to lose a valuable resource. Okay, so if this gives you clarity on performance appraisal and helps you prepare better for your next performance appraisal, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And share this video with other friends who have been deliberately hiking their rating, thinking that they will be able to negotiate better if they rate themselves higher in self-appraisal. I'll see you in the next video. All the best.